Hello, this is Lisa with Sacred Living here with your reading for the week, Sunday, July 2nd through Sunday, July 9th. So I ended up with an extra card on the end that has a sliding into next Sunday. So here we go. And at the end, I will offer you the additional messages from your Archangels. You can be thinking about whether you resonate with Archangel number 1, Archangel number 2, or Archangel number 3. All right. So the first thing has us looking at, again, the things that have had us fettered and what is possible. And so definitely he's got this beautiful like white peace lily kind of thing in one hand and turning us loose in the other. So it was our lack of peace about a situation that kept us from moving on. And sometimes even after we move on, we're like, oh, can I trust that it's okay to move on? How do I feel about that? And just this anxiety that can come up whenever we go to do something new. It's important to not step back into old habits or old situations just because we feel the most comfortable and we're used to that. On Monday, we've got the Hermit, and the Hermit is here for introspection, self-discovery, and mentorship. So sometimes when we are looking to change our lives, it's really helpful to have the support of another person who can kind of shine that light on our path and say, hey, this way. And it seems like there's been some kind of spiritual initiation as related to your relationship with the mentor. So there's either an energy that you've been exposed to or something you're doing in dream time, because you may not actually be conscious of the initiation process that you have been going through with this. And also his belt is very bright to me. So lots of times when a belt is bright and it's pointed down like this, there's a sense of you've been really grounded in this new energy and it's starting to feel really like it belongs there and like you belong and you're just more present in yourself. And that makes a lot of sense, because as we look into Tuesday with the 6 of Fire, this is all about claiming personal victory. Like all of these other staffs are in the ground, symbolic of the other battles that you have fought, and they have helped you get to where you are so that you can hold your head up today and say, I have the victory in my hands. And not only do you have it in your hands with your hand on your hip, you've got this confidence about you, like you could do it again if you had to. Wednesday, it's going to be important, again, that doubt that comes up sometimes as we have moved on from something. Sometimes other people or just ourselves, we are so like uneasy and uncertain because we are going into uncharted territory. And so that can feel so foreign that it has the... it can make us want to go back to old cages. And so this cage is held up by the angel with the door open. And so one of the things that was really bright to me was just how chubby this bird was. And so there's some kind of situation about being afraid that you're going to end up in a situation of lack if you don't take the necessary steps to continue this process of stepping into the new thing, whatever it is. And the angels are, she's got her hand extended and she's like, no, this is just your fear that has you back in your cage. So if you find yourself in that mental cage on Wednesday, just ask your angels to help you, give you the courage in order to get you out. And the thing that comes to my mind is when eagles are eagles have their nests in these really, really high places, and the eaglets have to stay in the nest for some time, and mama has to bring them every bite that they eat. But when mama is sure that they can, mama will not put up with them not flying. And so she will wait till they're really hungry and she'll fly around and around with dinner until they get to the edge of the nest. And then sometimes she will either push them or she'll refuse to feed them until they take that step. So our angels are here. They have whatever it is to help us to fly safely into this next adventure. So Thursday has us looking at our ancestral lineage. So there's an ancestor on the other side, because I feel like the family is completely separate in this case from the gentleman. And I see like the dog is real, but I see him kind of kicking the tennis ball to get the dog's attention. And so you might watch for your pets this week to be doing funny things. I hate when they start barking at thin air and don't stop, but sometimes that's exactly the kind of things. Cats will be watching. You just never know how your pets are going to respond when spirit comes in, but there's definitely something that your ancestor wrote the book on, and then you broke the habit. Because one of the things I saw was us putting the coin in the row. Like, we have added our influence to our lineage, and our children or whomever you influence, or however that works for you in your situation. You've had your indelible mark stamped in to somebody else's life, and you've done that by consciously erasing patterns that your ancestor wasn't able to break. And they're coming to let you know just how pleased and proud of you they are that you have been able to get that besmirched mark off of the ancestral line. So that was Thursday. And Friday we have more Night of Water influence. So it came out again. I guess we're in for a good time on Friday. So when we see the Night of Water come up, he's got very pleasant flower smelling. He's got a beautiful golden cup he's extending. And so the Night of Water is often a card about falling in love. And so sometimes this is a new love, and it's that energy of everything is shiny and bright and new and wonderful and easy. And sometimes when we have been with somebody for a really long time, sometimes that energy comes around again, where there's that injection of new energy and enthusiasm and a celebration with gifts and different things. This also could be our projects that we're working on. Sometimes it's hard to do the legwork when everything isn't so bright and sunshiny. So it sounds great, I'm going to have a business, and then when something gets challenging about it, sometimes we don't remember that enthusiasm. So this is that re-injection. If this is a older project that you are continuing with, this is a new injection of energy. And again, I'm really drawn to the flower that is under his nose. Like, it's just very appealing. Saturday, here comes the influence of the Magician. It's manifestation, empowerment, and preparedness. And so he's got all of these things just flying around. And I don't know if you guys know who Dr. Strange is, but he's a Marvel character who is always, going through the different dimensions with these funny hand movements that he learned from these particular kind of monks. And he is bringing in all of these things and sending other things away. And so you have this kind of influence. You have been working with your guides and your abilities to manifest long enough that you are really focusing on the things that you would like to have around you, and you're choosing consciously. You have everything you need in order to move forward. And then it was funny, as I was laying these things out, I usually stop at Saturday, and they gave me a card that really truly feels like it is Sunday on into the next week. So the last card here is the Knight of Earth. And the Knight of Earth is actually, because nights are usually all about charging in and just this real big injection of new energy. But the Earth sign is organized, responsible, and supportive. So even though she's wearing a dress, it's like something that isn't really super fancy. It's not all lacy. It's not super decorated. She is coming ready to work. And all of this yellow roses are all about friendship. They're a sign of friendship. So it is you being in connection with your friends, I feel like. And then she's also got a hold of this particular coin. in such a way, because it is time to move forward, be responsible with your funds. And I think that there have been lots of opportunities to invest in different things, or some things that you've wanted for quite some time, and you're really contemplating one more time if it's really financially responsible for you to make that choice. And so while she's got that really guarded, I see that it isn't necessarily a bad thing to choose to hand your coin over in this particular stance, but just make sure that you have dotted your I's and crossed your T's and researched and asked all of the questions so that you are familiar with what is in the fine print. All right, that is your reading for the week. Now the Archangels, and if you selected Archangel number 1, then you have Archangel Raphael. And he is here to help us with living a healthy lifestyle. And the thing that really caught my attention, oddly enough, is that he's got his index finger lifted up. And our index finger has a lot to do with ego, part of ourself. And so be thinking about, where am I having trouble giving something up that isn't any good for me, or what is one of the barriers to lifestyle changes that would make me more healthy. And then ask Archangel, invite him in to help us to remove any obstacles to those things. Help us to release the grip our ego has over some of the habits that no longer serve us. So we're asking Archangel Raphael to help us with our ego, where our ego is interfering with us being healthy. All right, if you had Archangel number 2, then you have Archangel Sandalphon. Your prayers have been heard, answered. Have faith. Victory is ours. So again, Archangel Sandalphon is the angel of prayer. He takes our prayers up to heaven. He weaves them together with the different experiences that we can have as answers to our prayers. And sometimes they might not come back clearly like, Lisa, the answer is, because sometimes it actually comes in the form of a question. Have you thought about? So if you are having some particular questions in your mind about the issue that you have been offering prayer about, say thank you to Archangel Sandalphon. He's got your back again. And if you have Archangel number 3, Archangel Sandalphon, so he has got a huge influence this week, and he often is portrayed with this beautiful aqua blue kind of color. And so he is saying, be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. So it seems like if you have Archangel number 3, this particular influence of Archangel Sandalphon, I see him really strumming. And what he is doing is he's creating these frequencies with these twangs of these different strings that are going to offer healing. So not just did he take your prayers for healing to heaven and bring them back down for you, he's helping you right here, right now, because you may not know even what to ask for, but you just know that you're hurt and you want to feel better. So if you have Archangel number 3, you'll have a little bit more gentleness coming your way from Archangel Sandalphon. So that is your reading for the week. I hope it helps and inspires you. If you're looking for your own reading, how to contact me is in the About section on YouTube. If you are listening to this on Facebook, you can reach out to me on Messenger. Take good care, everybody. Have a great week. Bye now.